I forgot we had a show. If you
I
call this a
know.
show, it's technically
been
a show.
while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
I'm comfy now. Scooches. I'm comfy now. It was
Nice.
cold in here. It was cold.
Oh, should I turn on my cam on Discord? Maybe.
Well, as long as the people can see. I don't need to see it. It's fine with me. It's all good.
All right. Yeah, that makes
Doesn't
it
matter.
easier because I already cropped Discord so they could see you.
As long as the people can see,
Right.
then I don't need to see because I can
The
always pull your
people.
stream up. I'm pulling your stream up.
Pogcast. What's up, Moose?
Podcast. Why did we call it that? We should have called it that.
Everything's Pog in this universe, this Twitch universe.
You think it's gonna go away? Like, you think it's gonna be? We're gonna look back fondly on the days when we said the names of.
Dude, I don't actually know because the thing is, PogChamp's a really old emote. Actually, like that's just as old as Kappa or like Swift Rage, all those ones that were popular but you don't see anymore. But for some reason, that face of that dude just popping off.
That dude,
relevant.
his name is Gutex.
Gutex.
You
I
give that
knew.
man-
Yeah, I know. I know his
dude.
name.
You give him respect.
Gutex.
He is the Toph to Mike Ross's Bobby Scar.
Isn't he a Street Fighter dude, or like
Yeah.
just a fighting game dude? Mm-hmm.
I think primarily Street Fighter, but I'm sure he plays and has played a billion other fighting games. Because if you like fighting games, you play a bunch of them.
Right. Yeah. And if you like Street Fighter, there's probably a bunch more like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Would you consider Street Fighter a pretty unique game, or do you think it's pretty?
I think it was, and then I think it was, but because so many things ripped it off, it doesn't look like it anymore. But
right,
like originally, it was the GOAT, but now there's a fighting game everywhere you look.
Do you think Smash will ever get to that point? Because we're seeing like more Smash clones pop up, right?
Yeah.
So maybe eventually it'll just become like another one of these games.
You know, I actually played Digimon Rumble Arena before I played.
Shit. Is that a Smash clone? What is that?
No, it's like health based. It's like stamina mode. Like you can die. You don't have to get knocked off. But it's a platform fighter in the sense that there's like Digimon punching each other. It's for the PlayStation 1, and I don't know why I brought it up. Oh, it's because it's like a similar idea. Like somebody somewhere was like, we want to make a fighting game. And then they saw fighting games and like, that's too hard. How about they just knock each other off a platform? And I'm sure that'll continue until the end of time. But it's gonna be interesting to see if it's like good quality, like Rivals of Aether level stuff, or if it just goes back to being like Shrek the fighting game, or like, you know, like, I wonder if next year we're gonna get like Stranger Things the fighting game.
Oh no.
Just pick a popular IP.
The fighting game. Yeah.
Yo, the boys I take it all back. Let's do it.
Tom and Jerry fighting game, Hydrus. That already exists, actually.
It exists.
What's that game called? I know it's for the PS2.
Oh, it's called like something furry. I can't remember the name of it.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, oh, War of the Whiskers. There you go. That's what
I was wrong.
It's not.
I was wrong.
Oh, Fists of Furry is for the N64.
That's the one I was thinking.
Apparently, there's two, which is insane.
Of course. Why
they didn't they didn't stop at one. They had to pump out a sequel to the Tom and Jerry fighting game.
The universe needs to expand.
So I think we have like our three camps of fighting games, right? We've got like our Smash clone, we've got our traditional Street Fighter, and then we got our Tom and Jerry games. And those are like
I
three
actually didn't know. I didn't know where you were going with that. There's a third one. Yeah, I think every fighting game is like either a health-based knock 'em out game or a positioning-based knock 'em away game, like Slap City, right? Like,
right. Mm-hmm.
There's not really a lot of other options, I don't think. Like Tetris
really.
BR or Tetris 99.
Tetris, I guess. Yeah, that's an interesting example.
I guess puzzle fighters, if you consider those, where you're solving like a puzzle,
right?
And it's in order to do damage or send blocks over to your opponent.
I guess that's a fighting game in a way.
Yeah, so it's like an asterisk. It's like
you could phrase any 1v1 game into a fighting game if you try hard enough.
Pokemon Stadium.
Pokemon, yeah. Is Pokemon a fighting game?
I don't think so.
The hottest debate of 2020.
There's not a lot of execution. It's a lot of like just decision making. And is Lethal League? I mean, maybe. I guess so.
I've always considered it a fighting game. Yeah, I've never played it though. I don't really know what happens in that game.
Do you think any game where your opponent has either like stocks or health is technically a fighting game? You need two players, and you have to be able to die or lose, and I think that makes it a fighting game. Like, you couldn't make Yahtzee a fighting game because there's
right, yeah.
This ends when the rounds are over. But I guess anytime that you play a game where you could lose or die at any point,
well,
I guess it's a fighting game.
Back in the day, there used to be an online mode for Guitar Hero where you would try to make the other person fail their song by like getting power-ups, and then like one of them would be like a lefty flip, so their whole board like switches over and mirrors, and then you try to make them fail. Like, is that a fighting game?
Yeah. I
It's
think
like
if you make
rhythm game.
I think the definition, at least the one I'm slowly crafting in my head, is any game between at least two combatants where you can lose at any time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now I ask you this though: is the fight at the end of Darth Vader in Lego Star Wars, where you have to jump slash the other person 10 times in a row, is that a fighting game?
It is, but it's rigged. The system's rigged because if you're trying to beat the game.
Yeah. It's like if one character wins, you don't progress the game. So it is. I
wonder what the next evolution of fighting game is going to be. Like we've done Street Fighter and we've done platform fighters. Do we go to the third dimension? Do we go like in time or in or
yeah?
I guess that's the fourth dimension. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I'm kind of noticing a trend in gaming right now where like you'll have really popular games. Like right now, it's like Among Us, and like it was Fall Guys for a bit, and then like
rest in peace, Fall Guys. Who knew the Among Us train?
So bad.
the Among Us train just ran over Fall Guys.
Yeah, well, they kind of shot themselves in the foot because season 2 is like the same thing again. Like you can't just call something season 2 and not change anything. I think Fall Guys taught us that doesn't work.
There was many lessons with Fall Guys. Yes.
Yeah, but I was going to say, like, you kind of have this sort of format or formula for a game, and then a new game comes along and kind of expands upon it, and then that becomes really popular, right? Like the BR genre started with like PUBG, Fortnite, and then it kind of went into Apex, so now you have champions and stuff, and now it's like Fall Guys. It's just some silly like platforming game with BR. You had like Tetris BR. Can there be a fighting game BR? How would that work?
Oh man, how come we're not being paid to develop this for EA or something?
I know. Like you just have 100 people on the same stage, and you just beat the crap out of anybody you see until there's only one person left.
That would be kind of crazy if there was because I was thinking you meant more like a tournament, like 1v1s, but they're all happening simultaneously, and then like you get some kind of indication of like run over to this section and fight everybody over there, and then you run over there and
Oh
it
yeah,
whittles
it
it
could
down.
just be like a huge map, right? And
Yeah,
then you kind of just fight wherever. I guess that's
I
kind
don't
of
know.
what I was getting at.
I don't know. I mean, it would be pretty cool if there was just a. Oh boy, you'd have to stretch your definition of like what a fighting game, like what that part of it is, because you
Right.
could imagine if like you're playing like a 3D fighter. Let's just say Tekken, right?
Hmm.
But your Tekken character can run through the entire city of Grand Theft Auto.
Damn.
But you have access to all those moves.
That would be a crazy game. Holy shit.
Yeah. Like what would that be? You're just running around and then you see somebody and you're like, you have all your
Oh my
moves and
god, an
stuff.
open world fighting game?
Mhm.
That actually sounds amazing. It's like an MMO RPG, except there's no RPG. You're literally just like a Tekken character,
Yeah.
and you find people and then beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
I
I'd be
actually
kind of
love
down.
that.
I'd be kind of down.
I'd play that.
Destructible environments. You just chuck a dude through a wall and then there's a guy on the other side of the wall who was hiding who just tags in. He's like, "You stole my kill, man. You stole my kill."
Yeah. Either way,
WW
Leffen would play
WWE.
it and hate it immediately. So that's a gift.
If yeah. What
You
if
would say
WWE
the netcode is terrible? It's actually terrible.
Oh, the fact that they would all be on one like server means like bad connection.
Yeah.
See me on LAN on the
Mhm.
giant BR fighting game.
It'd be really funny if they had a 1v1 mode where the map didn't shrink at all. So it's like just a barren city and you have to find each other. It's just Tekken with an extra step.
Yeah, it's Tekken with distance in between. You have just
Yeah.
like a walking element. I've been playing a lot of Magic. That's been my fighting game of choice, if you can call it that.
Yeah.
A lot of Magic. I've just been sitting in this chair. A lot of my time is just spent with that deodorant stick in the
That
background.
one deodorant stick.
We're
And
homies.
all of your thoughts.
Well, sometimes they trickle in.
Are you improving at the Magic? What did you say?
Oh, you always hope so, because the alternative is you're either stagnating or you're getting worse, and I hate to think that I'm getting worse.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Oh man, I bumped my desk and my camera started wiggling in my bed. It's fun. It's probably like my favorite game that isn't.
I thought you were gonna stop the sentence there. It is your
It isn't.
favorite game.
Well, if you lump video games and board games and I don't know, there's probably alternative forms of game like tag, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Of all games, it's in my top 3, but I go through moods between like Melee, chess, Magic. I've been playing a lot of Monster Train, which is on Steam. I highly recommend it to.
What kind of a game is that?
It's a card. It's like a deck builder.
Okay.
So it's kind of like Slay the Spire, basically.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah,
I've been thinking about Slay the Spire because I want to start playing a roguelike game where it's like no matter how many times you play it, it's kind of different and you get a different experience every time.
Mhm.
I've heard Hades is really good. Jack was telling me about that one. I watched Mango play it a little bit.
It's good. It's really good.
Have you played it?
I have, but there's no cards in it, so I didn't play it for very long.
Right, yeah.
I missed my old friend's rectangles that you turn sideways, and I was like, nah, I'll come back to it later.
I'm kind of torn between like Slay the Spire, Hades, and then Spelunky looks really cool too. It's got like that 2D platforming element I really like.
I've watched a couple people on Twitch play Spelunky, and that's about the extent of my Spelunky knowledge, is watching people die in hilarious ways in Spelunky. Are you talking about Spelunky 2, the second one?
I'd probably get the second one, yeah, because it just came out. And I don't think you need to play the first one. I don't think it's that kind of game. In order to understand the lore.
I'll tell you this. I've played a total of 4 games, like individual games of Melee, since June, probably.
All rollback.
Yeah, those 4 were on rollback, but
so are these divided amongst 4 sessions? You just logged on, played one game, and then
I'll tell you exactly what it was because Slippy will tell me. It was I won 3 out of 4, and then he left. It was against a Fox player.
He still got it. He won 3 out of 4.
I did. I went Sheik. I won
Sheik,
3 out of 4. That was October 10th. And then the next most recent time is July 27th.
Damn.
So I have not been playing Melee. It's just, I watched the Slippy tournament, you know. I was happy when I logged back on. I played a Fox side. I lost game 1 in like a close enough game, and then I was just like, I'm not losing this guy anymore. And I just beat him 3 times in a row. I was like, yes, still got it. And then I put my controller away and
easy
money.
Easy. Yeah, so you watched week 1 then?
I watched like everything that they streamed. I thought it was great.
Dude. Yeah. The Nun HBox set was insane. That, like, when they were that last stomp that Nun did, where HBox didn't meteor cancel it, and they're like, why didn't he meteor cancel that? That was so
You know my Dave. You've played against Dave.
Right.
Many fear Dave because Dave, he meteor cancels everything. Because when I'm by the ledge, I hold up because you can't get spiked.
Right.
You're buffering a tap jump.
Why do you know that? And the best player seemingly in the world doesn't know that.
Well, I'm sure it crossed his mind the second he missed it. He was like, oh, should have been holding up. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just thought it was so crazy because I think Lovage pointed it out that, like, yeah, if you just hold up with Jigglypuff, you cannot get spiked in that scenario. Unless he, like, nipple spiked him. Because that's a true. But that wasn't going to happen. No, I don't think he did either. I honestly think Wanda Biedma was holding right in order to, like, drift out and not paying attention, didn't think about it. But, like, Wizzy comes back with that stomp all the time. I don't know.
Right.
The
weird thing is he uses tap jump, like, almost exclusively. Right? So I don't really understand.
How did he stop holding up?
Yeah. Like, so if you get spiked, I think your immediate reaction is to try to jump out of it. He uses tap jump, which is up, which guarantees the meteor cancel, and he didn't do it. So, I don't know.
And
weird fucking scenario.
Dude, he got stomped. It's fitting that he went down because he was in the Shadow Realm, and he was just... Bleh. And I don't know if this is like a Schadenfreude kind of thing, but I always try to watch the endings of the sets. I go to the people's streams, and Nun could not have been more nonchalant. Nun, his eyebrows didn't even move. He was just like, good games. That was good games.
That's some Nun shit.
HBox might as well have seen like an orphanage explode. He was just gone. He was just like, ugh.
Yeah. And then his chat's like, you got it, HBox.
Yeah,
you played amazing.
Subs.
Yeah, 500 subs immediately.
Mike's Jersey sub shop just like comes into the chat. Whatever.
Man, it's a weird timeline having HBox not be like amazing like he normally is.
I love it.
I'm loving it too. I'm loving every second of it. It's been great.
We have to appreciate this time because he's gonna get good again.
I know. Why did he have to be bad during the Corona times when it's like not as hype? Why couldn't he have been shit during World Tour? That's the best timeline. We just combine that timeline with this timeline. We got beautiful Melee on our hands.
We do have beautiful Melee. I think the 2 players that I was the most terrified of in that tournament were not Mango, were not Zane. They were Aklo and Spark. Those were the 2 players that I was like, oh, they're going to be top 10 whenever.
They're scary good. Yeah.
Aklo is genuinely like hacks went back in time and like he like took over the soul of another young spacey whose thumbs are doomed. And
Yeah.
Spark is like he's got like the face rollisms that face roll. It took like face roll a while to build because face roll used to just tech chase people.
Yeah.
And now face roll does cool chic stuff. And like he won DreamHack over M2K. We don't talk about that, but he fucking won DreamHack.
Mm-hmm.
And Spark is like at or above face roll level now, which is
Almost
crazy.
beat HBox last week too.
I know. Played like
He played
like a
really good.
played like a campy chic.
Definitely.
Depending on your definition of campy, but
Yeah,
He didn't
Spark's
run at
gonna
him.
be really good.
yeah,
None is like fucking top 5 somehow. I don't know how that happened.
yeah. Who knew the people that stream Melee all the time are good? The people who don't
Yeah.
suck.
Mm-hmm.
Because Spark goes to everything. Like Spark enters every netplay tournament ever, and who knew he's really good?
Yeah. I
Shocker.
actually can't believe Plup almost beat Cody in the Fox Ditto after like not playing at all. That guy is insane, dude.
Yeah,
Like he's not
good.
even a Fox main. I don't even consider him a Fox main, and he's almost beating the best Fox in the Ditto. It's like wild to me.
Leffen.
Okay, I guess Leffen. I forgot about. It's been such a long time since I've seen Leffen play. So
Yeah, this is
to
like
be
when he
fair.
got his visa taken away. We just don't see him anymore. He's just
Yeah.
gone,
Mhm.
which is kind of good. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just think he's got some it sucks being a Leffen fan because he says stupid stuff all
Yeah.
the time.
I actually tweeted that after the McDonald's thing. I was like, God, it's hard being a Leffen fan sometimes, dude. God. People, like, do people really see that I'm a Leffen fan and think my beliefs align with that? I hope not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude, he's just like, I think he's just got zero filter whatsoever, which is sometimes good and sometimes really bad. Because I don't think he's stupid. I think he has a lot of really, like, good ideas. And, like, I know he trashes on fighting games and stuff because he wants them to be better, right? Which is good.
Mhm.
But then sometimes that no filter just says the dumbest shit. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Dumbest fucking shit.
He's kind of like you're at like a party and like you brought your friend and your
Mhm.
friend just says some whack stuff and you can't really defend it, but you're like with that person, so you have to be
Right.
like, I'll talk to him.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually very much what it's like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. I'm sure that it's crazy. He's like what, 26
He
maybe?
just turned 26, yeah. Yesterday was his birthday, actually.
Swedes have birthdays? Cool.
They do.
That's adorable. That's weird. It's hard to picture a Swedish birthday. That's a sentence. That's a sentence I didn't think I'd say.
I think he wouldn't be very surprised if you looked into it. You're like, oh, that sounds about right.
Looks the same. Gifts, cake.
Yeah.
He goes to McDonald's for his birthday. Aw.
This is where I'd rather be.
On the Wi-Fi, playing Smash Ultimate.
The grass is always greener playing or working at McDonald's. Dude,
Do you remember when he went after Smash commentators and he was like, Smash commentators make too much money? And
Yeah.
it was like, I mean, they don't make Leffen money.
Right. Yeah, exactly. They don't make Leffen money. They don't have that like notoriety at all.
Yeah,
They have
I
to
think
work
they
probably
all
twice
have,
as hard to grow their streams, right?
I think they all work full-time jobs except for like one in every field. Like there's like one Smash commentator who probably gets to do it full-time, and he's probably an Ultimate commentator. There's probably one or maybe two Street Fighter commentators that don't have to like work, but they have to stream, so that's still a lot of work.
Right.
I think Leffen was trying to
probably just wants more money for the players, which true, they should be getting more money, but don't go after the commentators, man. What are you doing?
Leave Vish alone.
Yeah.
Leave Vish alone.
Leave Redacted alone. Come on, man.
Yeah. Well, Redacted was making big money, but it wasn't for commentary.
Right. Yeah.
It's for streaming. I think streamers make so much money that it's like that when it's going well. Sorry, like when it's going well, your whole like financial idea of what somebody makes must shift because streamers make a lot of money, but like normal average people don't make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But you both work like 40 hours a week and you're
Right.
everyone's got bills and stuff. I feel like it's just a disconnect of like if you haven't worked a job in a while, you don't know what to say about what that's like because you have no idea.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think he's kind of just. I think he's kind of just disillusioned. Exactly. Like he doesn't. He only considers like, will I be able to get by with this job or not? Not like, oh, this job is really shitty. Actually,
Yeah.
I would hate myself.
How long do you think Levin would last if he was working at McDonald's?
Oh my god, dude!
How
So
long into
many
his shift?
tweets that the Twitter would be a shit show. He
He'd be
complains about rollback and like shitty netcode all the time.
Yeah. Where's the
Like-
Twitter parody account where it's Levin working at McDonald's talking about like
That needs to exist. Holy shit. That'd be amazing.
McLeffin?
He's
I'm
like,
down
these
for-
fryers are so bad. So fucking bad.
He's got like the little visor on.
Yeah. And he hates
this-
Twitch chat, but he has no idea the horrors of the drive-through.
Yeah. He's like, oh my gosh, this venue is so drafty, but it's because he's right by the drive-through window.
Yeah.
My hands are getting cold, but then I burn them with fryer grease.
Dude, did you see his recent tweet about like he was asking about how to keep his hands like warm when he plays basketball during the winter? And then everyone's like, just play indoors. And he's like, Sweden doesn't have those. It's like, oh shit. Why do you play sports and games that your country like has zero of? That seems to be a theme with you.
Yeah. Boy, like rollback net play. Why is anyone playing Ultimate online? I don't mean like Ultimate players. I mean Melee players who dabble in both. Because I feel like,
Are they?
yeah, like why is HBox playing Ultimate tournaments on Wi-Fi when he could be playing rollback tournaments on Wi-Fi or on rollback? You know.
Yeah. That's a great question.
Because the problem I heard before, and we've had experience with this as well, is like old Melee net play was at best good, but anything below best not good.
Yeah.
And so I can understand HBox being like, well, I don't want to play laggy net play. I want to play laggy Ultimate because I'm not going to like, compare the two. It's like apples and oranges. But now it's like, why aren't we all playing rollback? I say that having played 4 times since June, but still,
Yeah. I think
I've been turning cards sideways.
I think it might be a variety of things. I think first and foremost, it's probably his stream is just doing better playing Ultimate because you got more Zoomers there. Also, I think maybe he feels like he kind of reached a peak in Melee where he was dominant for a long time, and now he just wants to like prove himself in a different game. Maybe. I don't know. But
I mean, Leffen did it. Leffen speed ran being good at Ultimate. He
yeah.
he did it in like 4 months. Like, I'm going to play this game. I'm really good at this game. I'm going to stop playing.
He's like, oh, I
game.
beat Tweak at Summit. Look at that.
Yeah. I beat Salem.
I beat Mr. R.
Yeah. HBox, meanwhile, it took something in the neighborhood of like 115 online Wi-Fi events before he finally won one, which, good for him. He popped off.
Mm-hmm.
Shocker.
Of course he did.
I don't know why he plays Puff in that game. I mean, I know why he plays Puff in that game. It's like on brand, but
Right. It probably.
she's so bad. She's so bad.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a Steve main, and he's literally gonna be like the best Steve main in the world. I'll have to eat my words.
Oh man, dude, that character's fucking stupid. Oh my god, he's so dumb. You can literally just camp the ledge, drop down, build a bridge underneath the stage to the other ledge, and just rinse repeat. It's not good. It's not looking good for the future of all.
He has Meta Knight up air. That's so scary that he has Meta Knight up air and good ledge options, because that means.
And his up smash has so much power, and it lasts for like a full second. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's insane. And he can just build a block and do it in midair.
Yeah, on the ledge.
Put it anywhere.
Yeah. You put the block under the ledge, stand on it, up smash, then re-grab the wedge for invincibility. I think the sickest thing about Steve, though, is that, like, I would love it if Steve became, like, the Bayonetta of the end of Ultimate. Like, Steve is, like, winning everything for, like, the rest of the game.
That would be amazing. Yeah.
Not that I didn't mind Bayonetta, like, as a character. I thought she was cool. I thought it was lame that Bayonetta players, like, kind of cheesed Evo that one time. But other than that, I never really had a dog in the fight. And I think she's a cool-looking character. She's like a sassy witch lady. That's rad. Yeah. But Steve is just such a goober. He's just such a derpy.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, I love it. I want him to be the mascot of the game. That he's not even a Nintendo character. He's just.
So there's a Twitter clip I saw where his down air, he like drops an anvil and you kind of stand on the anvil and ride it down. Apparently, if you get a shield break on someone with the anvil, which is pretty easy to do, you can push them to the ledge, jump off the ledge, down air, and then as you're riding the anvil down to the blast zone, you grab them off of the stage and just drag them down, and you can make it back.
What?
It's insane. So it's like an elevator. Like, you just take them down there and then make it back. It's fucking crazy.
Oh man. Next time I visit, we got to play some Steve Dittos if you've got Steve and Ultimate.
I have Ultimate. I'd have to get Steve. But yeah.
I'll pay for Steve if you want.
I can just go online and fucking try to cheese people with that on terrible netcode.
I think the last time I played Ultimate, I teamed with Griffin at a Construct. And
oh my god,
we went
sounds
Snake
like 2017.
Kirby.
Jesus Christ.
We went Snake Kirby. I inhaled Griffin immediately, and then we did that thing where you hold a grenade and shield. But there was two of us.
Right. Easy.
Great. It was great. We took one game, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
We went 0-2, but we took one game. 0-2 in bracket.
Took times. One game, though.
Also, Kirby, when he inhales Snake, gets a little stubble. It's adorable.
Yeah, and the headband.
Little headband. Who looks like H-Box.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like Steve with the headband.
We're going to have to put in to the YouTube video, like, annotations of, like, skip to 15 minutes into it to skip all the Smash talk if you don't care about it.
I mean, if you're still watching, you probably don't mind the Smash talk.
Exactly. If you started watching, you probably don't mind. I got a real 1-2 punch for you.
Okay.
So since we did the last one, which I don't even remember when it was,
fucking long time ago.
That's probably playing on Rollback back in the day. In June, probably. That sounds vaguely right. We Eddie Van Halen died, and somehow AC/DC aren't dead, which is crazy.
They're the opposite of dead. They're making a new album.
It's done. It comes out in like 3 weeks. I have it pre-ordered like a crazy person.
Damn, really?
Yeah, it's called Power Up.
Nice. Yeah, I'll probably listen to it.
The one song that they released. Sounds like an AC/DC
Yeah.
song.
It sounded like you could have told me this came off of like Razor's Edge back in 1990. I'd be like, that makes sense.
That's a good album. That
is a great album. Yeah.
That's their like return to form, I guess you'd call it. Like in the eras of AC/DC, there's like Inception to 1980, which are like the Bon Scott years, and then there's like 1980 to 1983, which is the Brian Johnson peak years. And then you get some weird albums. Again, nobody cares about this, but you might care about this. There's like Flick of the Switch, Blow Up Your Video, stuff like that. We don't really talk about it. Fly on the Wall.
Who Made Who? Is that
Who Made Who's in there? Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
It's an 80s album. I think it's late 80s, maybe it's early 90s. But then 1990, Razor's Edge. It's like like Bon Scott years, Brian Scott years, down period, and then from like 1990 on, like they pretty much had their like resurgence to the form. So it was crazy because like when I got into that band, it was like probably the year like 1996, 1997. And then so I was like 6 or 7 years old, but you know, it's kind of like kid friendly music. It's just a couple chords, and you don't really realize half the songs are about like banging hookers and stuff. So it's fine.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. What the heck's Whole Lot of Rosie? We won't talk about it.
Yeah, it's fine.
And then they had a couple other ones. Like they did that. They had that album with the cannon on the front. It's like
For Those About to Rock. Is that
For Those About to Rock, We Salute You, which is a great record, and I really like it.
That's 90s?
No, I think that's mid or late 90s or early 2000s. I can look it up. I'll Google it. Hold on.
I just realized like the only post 80s albums I'm familiar with are like Razor's Edge, and then they had one like Stiff Upper Lip, right?
That's the one. I got the two confused. Stiff Upper Lip was what I was talking about. My bad. As soon as I got here, I was like, that's not the art I thought it was. What year is this? The year 2000 is when Stiff Upper Lip came out, which is crazy because that band was like 40 years old at the time.
Right. And now,
so like,
they're like 60.
That was 20 years ago.
Yeah. Jesus. Still
when
going.
When I was like a sophomore in high school, they released an album called Black Ice, which is okay. Right. It's got some good songs on it. I went to that tour with my dad. It was like a birthday present for me. It was the biggest deal because they were like my favorite band. They still are one of my favorite bands ever. And I'm a huge, huge, huge fan. But I was an even bigger fan at the time. Like I don't think about them as much now as I did back then.
That sounds like me and Van Halen. Yeah.
Yeah. And like my dad got me the tickets in like, it was like a month or two before the show. So I had like time to get ready for it, which is awesome. And we went and it was great. And it was exactly what you want. Also, the opening band was like a local bar band called Black Frog from Milwaukee. And they're kind of funny.
Interesting.
And so like, it's weird because like Black Ice is one of their most forgettable albums, but it happened to come out at a time when I was like 16, which is like perfect for an AC/DC album.
It was like, the Snakes and Arrows of AC/DC. It was. Yeah.
Which that came out around the same time, which is crazy. Yeah. I was having a ball in like 2008. It was great. So then this, I believe, no, they had one more album that came out since then called Rock or Bust, which is fine. It's kind of in the Black Ice kind of. There's like two great songs and like a bunch of filler songs, but there's like two really good ones. There's like two that are great. Rock or Bust and Play Ball, and then there's a bunch that you could just like chuck in the Chuffa folder, but whatever. That's not important. I am expecting Power Up to be 3 really good songs and like 8 okay songs. Anything better than that's going to blow me out of the water. But I am stoked for them to tour when they're like 100 years old. That's what I'm excited for.
You planning on getting tickets? Maybe. Well, I forgot what timeline we're living in.
If there's concerts in 2021, they do plan to tour in 2021.
Hmm.
And so if the nearest they come is like Minneapolis or Chicago, I'll go see them. Any further than that, maybe not. But um, that's all the AC/DC news I have for you, and I'm obviously very excited about it. But let's talk about Van Halen. Now you go.
Absolutely. I was actually thinking about making a video about just at least the Roth era of that band, right? Like the first 6 albums. So fucking good. So good. They're another one of those bands, kind of like Boston, where their first record is just so ridiculously good, like front to back. And it's like, how did this happen? That's crazy. They came out around the same time, too. It was like late 70s.
Don't you think that if we were around in the late 70s, we would be talking about exactly the same things?
Probably. Probably, yeah.
I'd be wearing this shirt in like 1977.
You actually
Whatever
would be, yeah, because it's
their
the first album, yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
Maybe we'd still be John Rutsey fans. We're like, this Pert guy, I don't know yet. We'll see.
We wish that they would use more keyboards. Like, I can't wait for them to be done with this.
Yeah.
More Moog synthesizers.
Yeah. I wish they experimented with rap for some reason.
I wish they'd write about Ayn Rand more than once.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I was thinking about breaking down like all 6 of those albums because they're all really good, I think. And I kind of had a similar situation with them when I was in high school. So 2013, I was a junior, and I went to Rock USA in Oshkosh solely to see them, right? There was like a ton of headliners, but I just wanted to see Van Halen. And I sat through like... What concerts did I sit through? I sat through Dokken, Rat, Round and Round, and there was like one other one, Jackal. I also watched Jackal too.
Oh no, I feel bad for you. I actually really like Dokken and I really like Rat. I do not like Jackal at all, which it seems weird because they're all in like the same genre, but I digress.
Dude, I actually... When Will It Rain is a good song, I think. I like that one by them.
Yeah, but the chainsaw song is so egregious and terrible.
That one that one they did play with a chainsaw. Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck is happening?
It's called the Chainsaw Song. It's so stupid. I hate it. Anyway.
I didn't know this about you. I guess we're not doing a Jackal episode anytime soon.
No, I am unless it's April Fool's.
Are there any other bands from that era that you just hate, like that on the top of your head?
Hate's a strong word. I hate that one song by Jackal. I don't think I'd hate them too much, but that's like their most popular, or one of their most popular songs.
They have 2 songs I like, I think. But
this is gonna sound really silly, but
I don't really like them.
It's hard for me to really hate music in that genre because it's so close to being funny. It just flips and goes from ironic love to from real love to ironic love. Like there's no, it can't really fall too much further than that. Remember we were listening to like the second Winger album and we were like losing it because it was so funny.
Oh
like
man, oh man, yeah. I still want to do that again. Just go through like some 80s like hard rock artists, like not one hit wonders.
Kicks with an X, you know that band?
No. What is that?
Terrible. 80s. They're like Winger, but they didn't have 17. They're just
oh no. Winger without 17 is not good. That's a problem.
You guys didn't see this, viewers at home, but me and Joey one time we were on Discord and we just listened to like a relatively current Winger album, track by track. I think it was like maybe early 2000s. Or
I think
90s.
it was 2002 or something.
And we just like howled with laughter because every track just starts off so funny, and they're just stereotypical, like stuck in the early like 80s hair metal scene.
Yeah, it's
just
the formula of just yelling the song title in like as many pitches as possible. Yeah, it's great. It makes you appreciate the actual good bands, though. I'll tell you that much.
Like Van Halen.
Like Van Halen, yeah. Which I
So you
eventually
saw
got to see. Like
when you
after
saw
fucking 8 hours of Doc and Rat and Jackal. Yeah, that was a fun day, though. They were awesome.
was it Gary Sharon or
No, it was David
Roth
Lee
back in the
Roth,
band?
because
Oh,
this
he was
was
back,
after
okay.
their, I don't know if you remember their 2012 album, Different Kind of Truth, which was like okay.
I remember the single, but I don't remember
Tattoo.
the album. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one had Tattoo, and then She Is the Woman, I think it was called. Those were like the 2 hits off that one.
I don't know that second one, but Tattoo,
yeah.
it was okay. It was all right.
Yeah, but David Lee Roth actually came back for that one, and this was a year later. So,
wait a minute, real, just so I have my timeline right. Was the album before Different Kind of Truth Van Halen 3?
yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you dodged a bullet. That would have been a rough.
No, I knew what I was getting into. I don't think I would have gone if David Lee Roth wasn't in the band, honestly. I don't want them playing a bunch of like fucking Van Hagar songs off of like For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, and it's just like I hate this so much.
I don't actually hate a lot of the Hagar stuff. However, I definitely hate the Gary Sharon album. Van Halen 3 is one of the worst albums I've ever heard. It's so bad.
It's
which
that
is so
bad?
crazy.
I haven't listened to it, I'll be honest.
We should do the thing that we did with Winger, but we'll go through Van Halen 3 because it is abysmal. It is so terrible. Dude. It is their worst album, and unfortunately, it's not necessarily Gary Sharon's fault. I think it's Eddie's fault.
Really?
Yeah. Eddie was on the stuff.
It was a weird time. Okay, it was like 1998.
He got divorced from Valerie Bertinelli, and this is what happened. Van Halen 3 happened.
I'll tell you what, though, the album art is fucking insane. It's just a guy in front of a cannon just shooting himself with it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then just Van Halen 3.
Dude, do you want to go as the Van Halen 3 cover art for Halloween? I'll be the good guy. You just shoot me with a cannon in front of every house.
What am I gonna be?
You're the guy with the cannon.
Wait, is there a guy on the cannon? I can't remember.
You're just curled up in a ball.
Yeah. I'll be the cannonball.
You're just holding a sign that says Van Halen 3 slightly in front of me. That looks like a real guy. Did people used to do that?
I hope not. I really do.
That looked like a real guy. Anyway,
I like some. The only Van Hagar album I like is the very first one. So 1986, they do 5150. Mm-hmm. That album's actually pretty fucking good, I think. But then after that, the other ones, not so much.
It's a lot of like between forgettable and just straight up commercial, but like not the kind I appreciated.
Some of it's like really weird. Like the album Balance, do you know that one?
It's
got like the Siamese twin on it. Yeah. That one's like fucking weird.
It's the left shark of Van Halen. It's terrifying. I will say Van Halen, well, now that we're talking about it, is like really good at picking cover art. Like generally speaking, their worst albums have really great cover art, or at least memorable cover
art. Like the Roth ones?
Just in general. Like Balance might not be a great album, but that's a very iconic cover. Just kind of sticks in your brain. Like, what the hell is this?
So. Yeah.
I even like Van Halen 3. I thought that album art was funny. I was like, oh, that's pretty crazy. That's a real guy.
Yeah. The 1984 one's pretty interesting, right? It's like the baby angel thing, but then he's got the cigarette and like his hand is like really manly for some reason.
I even like, and it might be oversimplistic, but I even like Diver Down because it's a really, really simple cover art.
Yeah, it's cool.
But I appreciate it. Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah. The first one's funny because it's just like
just 4 pictures.
Just the 4 pictures, yeah.
it's somehow really good though. Like it's really simple, but it's like really good.
Yeah,
I like it a
it
lot.
like totally encapsulates like what the band is. I think like right off the bat,
Were
they're
you the one
just
who
striking this
were you
pose.
were you the one who sent me that tweet where every Van Halen song sounds like a dog wearing sunglasses?
Yep, that was me. He was like, I used to like Van Halen, and I kind of came back to it recently, and I realized why. It's because every song sounds like a dog wearing sunglasses. And I just immediately after reading that, I went to listen to Panama, and that's all I thought of the entire song.
I listened to just the guitar track from Hot for Teacher, which if you just try to picture it in your head, it's one riff the entire song. But
Oh yeah,
the construction of the song is such so that it's like perfect. It's like just a cool summertime. It almost sounds like a Joe Satriani type lick. It's got like the double. He's like finger picking
that
at
guy's
the beginning.
awesome, by the way. Yeah,
He's awesome, and he's still alive, and he's still touring. What the hell? All these people won't die. It's crazy.
except
Like the Hoffer. Well, but he had
Yeah.
like lung stuff. It's crazy because he definitely would have been fine if he didn't have that lung cancer stuff. Like he was
Yeah,
young.
true.
He was a young dude, like 53,
Wait, really?
young, something like that. Very young. Maybe he was
That's
older than
crazy.
53.
Damn.
Maybe he was older than 53. Don't quote me on that. But he certainly didn't die from old age. He,
Right.
he could have kept going, and I don't know if he had another innovative guitar album in him. If I'm being honest with you, I think he did what he had to do in like that 10-year 6-album period,
Right. I think
and everything
so
else was just icing on the cake. But like, what a cake! Holy shit!
too. Right. Yeah. I mean, even just having a career where you travel around and play those 6 album songs is like fucking insane. Mad
Yeah.
respect. Yeah.
So Hot for Teacher. Hot for Teacher is so crazy because Hot for Teacher is one Eddie Van Halen riff that just it switches between like finger picked and then distortion. That's really the only difference.
Mhm.
David Lee Roth is hamming it up. He's like, I got my pencil. It's like one of my favorite parts of that song.
Let me see if I can write on that.
He's killing it in that song. I want to talk about Unchained in a second too, but he's killing it in Hot for Teacher. The bass is strong because you appreciate the bass a lot more in that song when you realize that it's just one guitar riff. So the fact that there's like a bass kind of plotting, because the song has this kind of like rolling forward feel to it of like,
Yeah.
Mhm. And the intro drum solo is absolutely insane. That's the craziest intro to a Van Halen song, like
Yeah.
other than Eruption,
absolutely.
is that Hot for Teacher thing. So the whole thing's brilliant, and it's almost like the person who's doing the least, and I don't mean that like he's not doing anything. I just mean he's doing the least, is Eddie Van Halen, because he's got this kind of like bouncy.
Are you talking about like the do 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 do?
And that's the whole riff for the whole song. And the only thing that changes is he throws on distortion, and then he takes it off again. That's like all he does in the whole song. He plays that one riff the entire. Go back and listen to it. That's all he does that entire song.
Why does it work so well?
It's perfect. I don't know how.
Yeah.
It's everyone's killing it, and Eddie is just kind of like the glue that holds it together. He does rip the solo, let's be honest, but still, he kills the solo. Like the solo is amazing. But most of what he's doing, he's just playing rhythm guitar. It's so crazy. It's probably it's like my favorite. It's my favorite song that like I liked it when I first heard it. I like it when I hear it on the radio, and now I really like it because I listen to it in its separate parts, and it's just like
right.
Here's how you write a perfect Van Halen song. It's great.
It kind of switches between like during the verses when he's doing that riff, it's just kind of like low key, and he's just like bouncing the riff over and over again, and like every once in a while, David will like throw a weird line in there, and then at the chorus it just explodes. Right, it's crazy.
Yeah,
just kind of goes like back and forth.
He hits the pedal, so it goes from this like kind of finger picky kind of and it does feel to me it always feels like it's like tumbling forward. It's like it feels like Like they're just rolling down the road, kind of playing that song, and then it's just like super strong chorus. But the riff is the same. He just adds a pedal to it. So, and he switches to power chords, but still,
yeah,
great song.
I love
great
the
song.
music video too. That one's a classic.
Is that their best video? I think it's their best video.
It has to be. Yeah. I don't know many of their videos, honestly. I know Panama's like just them. Like, doesn't he like fly across the stage on like the suspended wire? Yeah.
Just whoa.
That's a great one. Does Jump have a video? It does,
yeah,
right? They're just kind of in the studio playing it, though, I think.
Yeah. And he looks super stoked playing his 3 chords that he plays. So crazy that he's like one of the greatest guitar players who ever lived, but their biggest hit is him playing a basic keyboard line. It's nuts.
Right, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, I always have a hard time picking between Van Halen 1 and 1984. They're like so different, but both so fucking good at the same time.
Do you have like a top 5 or top 3 Van Halen songs of all time? Like, what's the entree new of Van Halen?
Oh man, dude, I think the entree new of Van Halen is Little Guitars, probably, because that one, yeah,
that's on the first record, yeah.
No, that's off Diver Down, actually. So that's
of all albums, it's on Diver Down.
Yeah, well, that's kind of why, because I don't think it gets enough credit. I think the song's fucking good, especially when you add the intro too.
Mm-hmm. Spanish Fly. I'm mixing
up.
I believe
so. Yeah, I think Spanish Fly comes. No. Spanish Fly's off 2, so it's not that.
I think I was watching you play Clone Hero, and you did Spanish Fly, and then you did that song off that Little Guitars, and I was just like, I must have mixed them up in my head of like, oh, they go together, but they don't. They don't at all.
I actually think that one doesn't have an intro song. I think it's just all self-contained. Like it has the little guitar intro, and then it just turns into a normal song. Yeah. But I've always really liked that one. I think David Lee Roth just like swings for the fences on that one. He just belts every line.
Have you heard the song Unchained?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So there's that part in the middle where the producer literally gets in on the mic and he goes, Come on, Dave. Give me a break.
Hey. One break coming up. Yeah.
One break coming up. What a great comeback line.
I didn't know who that was.
They like left it in the song of the producer being like, all right, Dave, you're at like a 12.
Come on, Dave. Give me a break.
Then he goes, one break coming up, which is the best.
And then it's just the chorus again. Oh, man.
He saves that song because Unchained is not a great Van Halen song, but he's great on that song. So
you don't think so? I liked it. That's probably my favorite song off Fair Warning.
I think it's an okay song. I think it has a really like repetitive structure. It's not as crazy as some of their other stuff, and it's not as high tempo as some of their other stuff. But he's really good on it. I think he raises that song from like an A to like an A+. It's not a bad song. I just think it's it wouldn't have been as interesting if David Lee Roth didn't explode every time he opened his mouth.
Women and Children First, he just goes absolutely insane the entire time. That album is ridiculous. It's probably my least favorite of the first 6, but it's really funny. Like Everybody Wants Some.
I really like that song a lot. That's one of my favorites, with like multiple exclamation points.
Yeah, you have 2 exclamation points. Exactly. Not any more, not any less. You have And the Cradle Will Rock, where he's just randomly like, have you seen Junior's grades? And Eddie solo. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? What does this mean? I'm so confused.
I forgot about that line. Have you seen Junior's grades? It's so weird. Have you seen the video of him? Have you seen the video of them playing on Jimmy Kimmel Live where David Lee Roth hits himself in the face with a mic stand and breaks his nose and gives himself a concussion?
No. What the hell? When was that?
Like 2005 or something. He's spinning a mic stand like this.
Yeah.
He just bam gets himself. But he's trying to sing because that's the beginning of the song. So it's like, let's say it's what's that sound? Here she comes. Whatever the song is.
Yeah, Panama.
Panama. Yeah, so they're doing the intro to Panama, right? But he goes, so they're doing the intro to Panama, and he's swinging his mic stand, and he goes,
damn.
He looks at his hand, he like wipes it on his bandana because there's blood coming out of his nose. So he takes the mic. You can watch it on YouTube. It's so funny. He takes the mic. He's fine.
Yeah.
It's not like he died 2 minutes after this. Takes the mic and he's like, I want to hear you people. And they yell, and he's like, he's still feeling it. And he goes, and he starts singing, what's that sound? Yeah, let me hear it. Let me hear it. And he's like, he's realizing he can't quite. God. He's like, what the heck? I can't remember the words. And he's like kind of fuzzy and he's like stumbling. And then at a certain point, Eddie just starts soloing, and David Lee Roth just walks over to the side and like starts talking to a technician. And the technician looks terrified, like, "Oh my god!" David Lee Roth just broke his own nose, like hard.
Right, he just went over and told that guy he has a concussion.
He's like, I don't feel. Here's what I imagine happened. He's like, I can't remember the words of the song. And he's like, Dave, do you know you just smashed your own face in with a mic stand, like hard? And he's like, yeah, man, but like, it's fine. And they're like, no, dude, you probably got a concussion. So they tape his nose and they give him some medicine. 10 minutes later, they start the show over, and he's like, all right, I broke my nose, I got a concussion, but we're going to play our show anyway. And he's got a big bandage on his nose. Yeah. So then they do it for real, and it's great. But he just breaks his own face with a mic stand, and he just like forgets how the world works for a while.
That's fucking hilarious. Oh man, is that the first time that's even happened? I'm not so sure.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Spinning a big metal mic stand right in front of your face. He's probably broken his nose 100 times.
That's one of those things you see someone do, and you're like, they're probably confident that they won't hit themselves, and then he hits himself, and it's like, well, shouldn't have been doing that
on TV.
Yeah, on TV.
Yeah. Of course, it's David Lee Roth. You think Paul Simon's ever broken his face with a mic stand? No. But Diamond Dave goes for gold every time.
Jesus Christ. I haven't heard from anybody in the band really since Eddie passed. I think Wolfgang said something on Twitter, but I don't know about the other people. I don't know how they're holding up. I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe just retire, probably.
It's kind of like when Neil died, right? Like, what's the point of the band if the brains of the operation isn't there? Mm-hmm. You could get somebody else to play guitar, but like...
Right, it's not the same. Better.
Yeah. It's the crazy thing about Van Halen is you can replace everybody in that band but Eddie Van Halen. They went through different drummers,
right.
Well, I don't think they ever went through different drummers, sorry. Different bass players and different singers, but... It really can't keep going if Eddie dies. And even though at this point the songs have been around long enough that like I'm sure there's a studio musician out there who can learn them in like a day. But
right.
It's not the same. I wish that they had more nephews and brothers and cousins so the whole band is just going to be a bunch of
It's
Van
just
Halen.
The second generation Van Halen. That'd be sick.
Yeah. 3 Van Halens and David Lee Roth, who lives to be 120 because
he's still around, still hitting himself. Oh man, that's gonna be a sad day when he goes. Actually,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have the same conversation all over again.
Yeah. Although
He's
you'll have seen the
almost like I almost consider him like more like just as important to the band as Eddie, like in terms of
Mhm.
iconicness or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Like he was just so out there and crazy, and then it was like that combined with Eddie being a god. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you listened to any of David Lee Roth's like solo stuff, like with Steve Vai and Billy Sheehan and those guys?
No. Is it good?
Yeah, it's good.
It's good.
He did some stuff with I believe he did some stuff with a band called Damn Yankees as well. So there is more. If you like that, what David Lee Roth does, there's more outside because he did stuff after those first 6 albums that people just don't talk about. But
Right.
if
Yeah.
if you're a David Lee Roth fan, and I am a David Lee Roth fan, and you are a David Lee Roth fan, we have to treasure him now because it's just countdown to sadness when we lose.
Right. Yeah.
I want to give a little baby shout out to Michael Anthony, who I think is criminally underrated. I think it's crazy that that dude is not like regarded as, you know, in the same breath as like other rock bass players because from all accounts that I have and from like multiple books written between like David Lee Roth's biography, Sammy Hagar's biography, and just interviews with the band, the general consensus is that Eddie toned him down so that Eddie could shine more. And Michael Anthony
Right.
went along with it. He was like, you know what?
Damn.
I'm gonna take the high road here. I'm gonna play Running with the Devil, burn, 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 one note bass lines,
Hmm.
and let the whole rest of the band shine. And I just want to give him a little shout out because we don't talk about him. He hasn't been in the band for a while because Wolfgang took over
Right.
that role.
Yeah.
But I never forgot you, Michael Anthony. I think you're really cool.
I mean, I could say I knew his name. Like, if you asked me who the bassist in Van Halen was, I'd be like, "Oh, Michael Anthony." Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like a super fan back in the day, so I guess that doesn't say too much.
Yeah, I just want to give him credit. I think he's too easy to forget because he's dealing with you've got like 2 Godzillas,
Yeah.
in the band. So
Hmm.
I think he's pretty cool. And Alex Van Halen's a good drummer.
Alex too. Yeah.
He's pretty good. And I think now, if you ever want to hear like the closest thing to a Van Halen now that Eddie's dead, it's probably going to be like
The
I would
new
go see
AC/DC.
well, I would go see a Sammy Hagar tour, knowing what it's not going to be. It's not going to be Van Halen. He's not David Lee Roth, but he
Yeah.
can carry a tune, and he's probably the only guy who's going to do Van Halen songs anymore if the van doesn't keep going.
I guess so. Yeah. I think he'd probably do more of his own stuff, though, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I guess if you're going to go see Sammy Hagar, you're me, you're going to be like sitting through a bunch of songs you've never heard.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I sure hope he plays Ice Cream Man or whatever. He wouldn't do a Roth era song. What am I talking about?
Dude, you know what my favorite Van Hagar song is? It's Dreams. That song is so insane.
Oh, yeah, I know that song vaguely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like it's so over the top. Like I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. Like he yells every word in the song, first of all. There's like it's like angelic like synth chords happening the whole time. It's got the classic like Dennis DeYoung Sticks like synth solo in it where it's like
Is Dennis DeYoung on the keyboards or is it just Eddie?
It's probably Eddie.
Okay.
It's probably Eddie. But that song is definitely worth re-listening to because it's just like pedal to the metal, just insaneness the entire time.
I I can't really think of too many Van Hagar songs. I only think of one, and it's uh hold on. It's on my Spotify recently played. Excuse
Why
me.
Can't This Be Love?
Yes, Why Can't This Be Love?
Okay.
Thank you.
That's the one most people, I think, remember.
Yeah. Because they actually play that one on the radio, like classic rock radio.
It's got what it takes. So tell me why can't this be love? That's a
Very
good one.
simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Do you know? You probably don't know, but do you know the song "Inside" off of 5150? That was the closing song off that record, and it's like, you know those random quotes that Roth would throw in, like "one break coming up," or like, "Have you seen Junior's Great?" Just imagine a whole song of that only. That's what Inside is. It's kind of nightmarish, actually.
To me, David Lee Roth looks like if cocaine was a person. When he's fully on, he's just so
Diamond
crazy.
Dave, dude.
Diamond Dave, dude. Yeah, like it sucks. It really sucks. It really, really, really sucks that Eddie Van Halen's dead. But if there is any silver lining to it, it's like I've listened to way more Van Halen in the last 3 weeks than like the last 3 years. You know?
Yeah.
So that's good. Like people are listening to that music, and reminiscing about how great because Van Halen's so good. They're so fucking good, man.
So good. That's part of the reason why I wanted to make a video about it, because they definitely like formed my music opinion back in the day, like heavily. Mm-hmm. It was like them and Rush were the two bands I followed religiously back in like 2013, 2012. Yeah, they're fucking great.
They're really, really, and the thing is like they're going to be great forever. Like Van Halen are going to be, they were popular enough commercially that like they don't have to worry about something that another great band might have to worry about, which is like them kind of fading out of existence over 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
The Van Halen songs that I really love were 35 years old when I was born, or 25 years old. 25 years old when I was born. And I love them now. And I'm almost 30. It's crazy. So like right. That's 50 years roughly, if you round up, of Van Halen. So I think they're going to be a cornerstone of guitar-based rock forever. Like I really hope that they're like the standard to which bands are measured.
We got to get together and just listen to like all of those 6 albums. That'd be so sick.
I feel bad that when we were in the last time I was in Madison, we just listened to Styx for like a whole day. Like what a waste.
We listened to Styx and Peg by Steely Dan the entire time.
I'm kidding. I don't mean.
Yeah.
I like Steely Dan and I like Styx, but we could have been listening to Van Halen that whole time.
You also showed me a bunch of April Wine too, which they're pretty sick.
They are pretty sick.
Yeah.
They are really sick. Oh, dude, yeah. We got. We should do one of those episodes that we did about Rush, and then I did about They Might Be Giants, but we do it about Van Halen, where we play 4 or 5 songs and just talk about them and stuff.
And that would be pretty easy to do, right? Because I mean, we didn't have this problem with Rush that much, but none of their songs are like super long. They're kind of like short and sweet, which works nice for that format. I remember we were talking about potentially doing a Tool one with me and Jack, and I was like, God, can I find a Tool song that's under 7 minutes long? I don't know.
I thought about this. We might just have to like fade them in and out at like appropriate times.
Right.
Like if you're talking about like the drums or the guitar at a certain song, we can fade it in play a minute of it and then fade it out again. Talk about it like that for Tool.
Yeah, there's a way to do it. Sure.
The thing I like about where we are now, like sometimes, I've talked to like my dad about this of like, oh man, I wish that I was around in the late 70s, early 80s, and because a lot of the bands that I love are from that era. And I would have loved to go see Prime Van Halen, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't mind coming to it late because we have the internet, so I can listen to whatever I want, whenever I want, in excellent quality. And
yeah,
like I'm sure I would have been thrilled to be around. Like if I was 29 in 2020 in 1980, sure, yes, it would be the best. Yeah. But at least that I can listen to that music now whenever I want, all the time, thanks to Spotify, our sponsor on this episode. They're Swedish, right? They're Swiss. I don't know who owns Spotify.
Our sponsor that we don't upload to.
Yeah, very true. They haven't sent us a check. That's right. That's why. And if you're some random person who for some reason is watched this far into the video, I implore you to listen to music from when you were younger and were riding in the car with your parents now. Like, listen to it now, because it's the best. I went down a rabbit hole recently of like country music standards from like the late 90s, purely for nostalgic, because that's what I listened to in my mom's car when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. It's great. It's the best. That's it.
I don't know. I guess it's weird because I pretty much listened to older stuff on the radio, even when I was a kid. I mean, there was some modern songs, I guess, that I remember. Do you remember what's that one Killers song called where it's like, I got soul, but I'm not a soldier?
That's
it's got like a weird title.
It's got a long title, yeah. I don't remember the name. That's just the end. That's the crazy part. That's only like the last third of the song, and it's easily the most memorable part.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah, I remember that played all the time and on the radio, and I didn't know what it was. And I listened to Hot Fuss at work like probably 6 months ago or something, and it just got to that part, and I was like, "Oh shit, this was that." I had no idea. They did the soldier song.
It's like hidden on the back end of a totally unrelated song. Like it just gets into that weird like chanty I got soul but I'm not a soldier part 2 minutes in or 3 minutes in. It's crazy. They like tucked it away.
That album's good, actually. I liked it.
I have a recommendation for you.
Oh yeah.
But it involves Sammy Hagar. So tread lightly. Sammy Hagar made a band in the mid 2000s. Chickenfoot. They have 2 albums that I'm aware of, and probably more that I'm unaware of. But they got my man Joe Satriani. They got Chad from Red Hot Chili Peppers. And they got Michael Anthony from Van Halen. Finally allowed to explore his full musical capability.
Dang.
And they got Sammy Hagar, and he's like doing his, Wako Paco, whatever thing. He's like the Jimmy Buffett of Van Halen. It's weird.
He is actually. He totally is.
But I think those albums are pretty good, especially if you just listen to like the best of the best. Like go on Spotify and just only listen to those like 5 songs that are at like the very top. They're great.
I'll do that for sure.
Yeah. It's hard for me to recommend a band with Sammy Hagar in it because I'm not a huge Sammy Hagar fan.
I'm not either, yeah. But he's got some stuff.
He's all right.
When eagles fly. When eagles fly.
Oh, I talked myself out of it. Don't listen to Sammy Hagar. So I feel like we only did one. I asked you before, like your like top 3 Van Halen songs. We did one, and then we just went off the rails.
Yeah.
I blame me. But still.
I said Little Guitars was my like ingenue pick of like not super popular, but still really, really good and one of my favorites. Panama is probably my favorite. It's just fucking amazing. I love that song so much. And then I really like Feel Your Love Tonight off the first album.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's got a great hook. That'll get stuck in your
does.
head for a while.
Yeah. It just flows like really well. There's some songs off 2 I really like that I don't think get a lot of credit. Let me pull up the track list here.
I'll do it too.
Van Halen 2. Dance the Night Away is probably up there for me as well. It's just so happy. I love it.
Oh, Beautiful Girls is on that album as well. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's good. Bottoms Up's really good too. Yeah, I think people sleep on 2. 2's really good. It's not as good as 1, but it's probably my 3rd favorite record by them. If I had to pick one, I think it goes 1984, 1, and then 2, probably.
Oh yeah, this Spanish Flies on Van Halen too. That's one of my favorite pieces of Eddie wizardry. That's pretty good.
Spanish Fly's good, yeah.
I'm looking at the track listing for Van Halen 1, and it's literally perfect.
One is it's like I said, it's like the Boston debut record of Van Halen. It's just broken.
I do think that On Fire is like the weakest track.
I agree.
But it's not necessarily a bad song. And if that's what you have to say about an album, is like they're all A pluses and an A, it's like that's really good.
Yeah.
It's also insane to me that they led with Running with the Devil, which is like the least exciting Van Halen song. Like if you put that album on and you didn't like Running with the Devil, you missed out on Eruption. Like what the heck?
Yeah, why wouldn't Eruption come first? I don't understand that.
I don't know. But it worked out.
Maybe they didn't want to start it off with a cover of another song. Might be the reason.
Well, Running with the Devil, I mean, it's not really a cover.
No. I'm saying they didn't start with Eruption into You Really Got Me because they didn't want to start with a cover song.
Why didn't they start with Ain't Talking About Love? That's all I'm saying. Or I'm the One. I actually think I'm the One is a great opening track, but that's my favorite song on the album. Good.
Yeah.
I like I'm the One. It's my my pick for. It's probably not the best Van Halen song of all time, but it's my favorite Van Halen song on their best record.
Yeah.
And I don't even single. pretty sure it's not.
Oh my god, it's got Jamie's Crying too.
That's got Atomic
Punk. Oh my god. This album needs a nerf.
Yeah, Leffen would complain about this album.
He would definitely complain about the netcode of this album.
I don't know how to feel about Fair Warning. I think it's really good, but I think you have to be in a David Lee Roth mood because it's a very David Lee Roth album.
Agreed. Yeah. I don't know a lot of it, actually. This is probably my least familiar album. Mm-hmm. I know Mean Street. Mean Street's amazing.
It's got that hook on Mean Street is just like pure David Lee Roth, like vocal hook.
Yeah.
This is Mean Street. Like, oh, damn. That's going to be stuck in my head.
Oh, man. Maybe this is my weakest Roth album. I thought it was Women and Children first, but it might be Fair Warning.
gonna have to listen to Fair Warning just like on its own, top to bottom, sometime.
Right, yeah.
Apparently, critics liked it. That's nice.
I think the album art's cool, actually.
Yeah, I think their album art in general is never really that bad. Like even
Right,
Women and
yeah.
Children First is kind of interesting. Although Women and Children First is like it's just a picture, so there's not a lot to complain about.
Yeah, the poses are
And then-
cool, though.
But then Fair Warning is not just a picture. It's just
I don't know
It's
what's going on there.
it looks like a psycho zoom in of like a painting from like the 1600s. So it's
Mhm.
crazy.
You owe a lot of your rock knowledge to the Guitar Hero franchise. I actually also do. I'll be honest.
It's the gateway drug to classic rock if you are
Yeah.
a zoomer.
Mhm. Well, I had like both sort of exposures to it. Like my dad listened to a bunch of it, so I heard it a lot, and I was getting into Guitar Hero, so it was like, how could I not like it? You know?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's so hard to say whether Van Halen 1 or 1984 is the more stacked album. It is so hard. Because Drop Dead Legs is so good.
It's got Jump, Panama, Drop Dead Legs,
Hot for Teachers on
Hot
side
for
2.
Teachers on it. Shit.
House of Pain, which I actually don't hate that much. I think House of Pain's pretty good.
Top Jimmy.
Top Jimmy. Top Jimmy's like that's a shredder.
Oh, it's
right
got
there.
All Weight on it. Dude, All Weight is so good.
Oh, it does have All Weight on it.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
The last two songs I don't know too well.
House of Pain you might have heard before, but yeah, I've never heard Girl Gone Bad. It's
Oh man. I don't know. It's
so-
really close between 84
It's so
and Van
crazy.
Halen 1.
I guess this doesn't have a cover on it. Like it doesn't have a cover song.
Does it? No.
I don't think so.
No, it doesn't.
Which makes it a little more impressive in that sense, because like one of the big singles off of the first album is a cover, and then "Running with the Devil's" like inspired by another song.
Mm-hmm.
But this, it's crazy though. Is like, oh my, it's so stacked. It's so stacked. I would probably have to give it to Van Halen 1, but it's really close, and I would easily be convinced.
I think I'm in the same boat, yeah. I love Panama too much, dude. I don't know. It's hard for me to pick Van Halen 1, but I think I might.
If you pick Van Halen 2 and like the 1, 2, 3, 4 punch is Jump, Panama, Hot for Teacher, and Drop Dead Legs, I'd be like, oh yeah, makes sense.
Right.
But then as soon as you look at Van Halen 1 again, you're like, oh, but it's got Running with the Devil, dude. You really got me. And
Oh,
obviously
Jamie's crying.
Eruption,
Oh.
Jamie's crying, Atomic Punk, I'm the One. Is 5150 the first Hagar record? It is.
Yeah. That's the
That's
only
so-
one I like.
That's so crazy. Can we talk about this for a second? That like, oh my gosh. So like this album, 1984,
Mm-hmm.
brought the heat so hard. Like 6 years after Van Halen 1. Like I think it's pretty common for like a band's two biggest albums to be right next to each other. Like from this genre. Like
Right, yeah.
it's so nuts that it's like, is this like 10 years later? Like what?
Something just
when did-
clicked again, I think. Yeah, I don't know. They popped
It's
up.
so crazy. Yeah. It's just nuts. It's so crazy that they're like, they hit it out of the park on the first one. Van Halen 2, if 1984 never comes out, Van Halen 2 is like their next best,
Yeah.
I believe, their next best album. And that kind of tracks. Like their first album and their second album are both very close together and both really good. But this is like 9 years after Van Halen 1.
Crazy.
It's nuts. That's crazy.
I would listen to 5150 actually, if you've never heard it. It's not bad.
All right.
It's pretty good.
Not bad is like like Van Halen's Not Bad is a lot better than other bands Not
Right,
Bad.
yeah. It's got Why Can't This Be Love on it too. And
I do
Dreams.
love that song. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dreams.
Summer Nights, really good song. Inside, hilarious.
You know, I wonder how important it is that the Van Halen logo is easy to draw, because
I definitely drew
definitely-
it in high school. Yeah.
yeah, I've definitely drawn the Van Halen logo before, like just in my notebooks at school. It's just bonus points. That's
Right.
also a really big reason AC/DC is sick, is their logo's really fun to draw.
Oh yeah, I guess it is. Yeah.
Just block letters and a lightning bolt. You're there.
All right, quick. I want to go completely off track.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a Minecraft speedrun before?
I have. I've been playing a lot of Minecraft recently. A lot.
Really?
I have. Not speedrunning it, to be very clear. But just in the general, like, you know, YouTube algorithm, I have found myself watching some Minecraft speedrunning. I've watched normal Minecraft speedrunning in the sense of, like, you know, just trying to beat it as fast as possible. And then I've watched, like, other categories of Minecraft speedrunning with, like, interference from other people and like beat the game, but there's somebody trying to kill you. Those kind of videos. So,
and yeah, Sam, we were talking about Van Halen because we both love it, and because Eddie died recently. Yeah.
To answer your question, yes. Also, hello, Sam. Continue.
I was watching Simply do Minecraft speedruns, and I understand that, like, the map is, like, randomly generated, so it's different every single time, but I have no idea what the fuck was going on. I at any point I had no idea what was going on. Like, it starts with him, like, first he tries to find a city, and he goes into everyone's houses, breaks their bed, takes their beds, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And then the next thing he does is he finds lava, and he starts throwing water on the lava, and eventually he makes a portal in the lava and goes into this, like, volcano thing. And then after that, he's trying to find these, like, pig people and get these pearls. And he's, like, doing this for, like, 20 minutes. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? I don't understand that game.
Here's the bullet points.
Okay.
You know how in Ocarina of Time, the way you beat the game is you defeat Ganon.
You sure? Yeah.
Right. So Minecraft speedrunning has a similar end game. You need to beat the dragon. And just like Ocarina of Time, you need several items to get through several levels because they don't have blue warps.
Okay.
So all he was doing was collecting items as fast as he could that are necessary to open a portal to fight the dragon. So I'll explain the bed thing later some other time, but it's you just use those later. But he needed to go like in the lava to make a portal so he could go to the nether so he could get items that you need to find the way to get to the dragon.
How does he make the portal, though? Because it just kind of appears.
When you put water on lava, it turns it into obsidian, and a portal is just like a bunch of blocks of obsidian in a vague rectangle shape. So he probably put leaves, and then he poured water, and then the water poured over the leaves into the lava. The lava touched the water, turned to obsidian, and then it made like a portal that way. That's probably what he did.
Interesting. Okay.
But you can go find all this out on your own. But yes, you did watch a Minecraft speedrun, and it does make sense, everything you just said, but also you kind of need to know how to beat Minecraft to know what he was up to.
It just looked so, like, directionless. Like, he was just kind of walking around, randomly something would happen. He'd be like, "Oh, that's bad. That's really bad," and you'd be like, "Oh, look, this is a god seed," and I'm like, "What's happening?" I'm so confused.
Probably because he found a city. Like,
yeah,
he was able to get a lot of resources all at once. Yeah, it's sick. It's a cool game. It's crazy speedrun.
Everybody's speedrunning it now. It's kind of interesting.
You mean like Simply?
Not just him. Like a ton of people are. Like it's kind of
name names, Joey. Name names.
Torge is doing it. I know. I think Connor Eats Pants was doing it.
I haven't thought about Connor in a while.
Yeah.
Ever since my man got big dumped.
Oh right. I forgot about that.
He'll be all right. I know everybody forgot about that, but yeah.
I swear people are doing it. I've been hearing it.
All right.
I can't.
Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna play? You have Minecraft.
I've never played Minecraft in my life, so I would have to get it and also learn a fuck ton. I feel like so.
Well, you could play it without speedrunning it.
Right. Yeah.
Just have your little town.
Yeah, but then you have to be like. I feel like there's a degree of like art involved in Minecraft. And I am not an artist.
Just make the Van Halen logo in Minecraft.
That's your
goal.
I'll do that. And then
Van Halen %.
Van Halen %. Make the logo.
Exactly. I've been playing it a lot. I'm on a server with a bunch of people. There's like a town, and like I have a little house in the town, and I go off on to get my supplies and build my stuff, and it's a fun game, but for me it's very, very, very casual.
Remember when you guys played Minecraft and this server, like that one time? It was like you, CFR, Mike, Jack. I think maybe even Mock was there. I can't remember.
Yeah, Mock was there. I think Rev played for a while. And Mando was like super down, but then we all stopped right before Mando played. Yeah, and I just moved on, and now I'm in a different server with other people playing Minecraft. It's a cool game. And I have never speedrun it, but I've watched speedruns of it, and it's a cool speedrun too. So that's pretty rad. I'm a fan.
Nice.
It's a lot of luck. It's a lot of luck based though.
Seems
which
like
I'm not.
It. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely seems like.
Reminds me of Jigglypuff Adventure Mode. Very easy. A lot of RNG.
When's the record for that coming?
Well, next time I'm at your house, I'll do runs. That's for sure. I was thinking about visiting you in November, if that's cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Maybe like a week, maybe, give or take.
Yeah,
maybe less than a week.
That's pretty much what we did last time.
Yeah. So, look at that. Look forward to that, fans of this show.
Are you gonna bring your laptop again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Play some Broken Picture Phone.
Nice. The Return.
Play some Lego Star Wars. Play some Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Jigglypuff speedruns. Adventure Mode very easy. Double Dash.
Target randomizer.
Melee target test, of course.
Of course. Steve.
Yeah. I forgot about that. I proposed that idea, and I was still like, trying to think of it. We could do co-op and all-star mode, which I really like.
Oh, I forgot about co-op all-star. We haven't done that in so long.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, what's the date today? The 16th? Yeah. Maybe it won't be in November. Maybe it'll be before November.
Ooh. Hype.
Uh,
Do you remember when J.K. Rowling had one Asian character in Harry Potter, and her name was Cho Chang? That was kind of fucked up.
But she made up for it because they went to the dance with the Patel twins, Pavarti and whatever her name was.
Right. How does
And they
that
were-
make up for it?
They weren't British. Well, they were British, but they weren't white. So there's
Oh.
3 characters now that I can think of that weren't white.
Well, there's also Dean Thomas. He was black, right?
And Lee Jordan, right? Lee Jordan from the Quidditch team, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
is Lee Jordan just black in the movie? That's one of those
I don't
names that
know,
could go
dude.
either way.
I feel like that's another pretty stereotypical name.
Dean Thomas is, you could
Dean Thomas is a normal name, I guess.
go either normal Joey.
Cho Chang, dude, is not like, you obviously know what was going through her mind there.
Yeah, and Pavarti Patil, which is
That's not a
her. That is a name.
name. It is.
That's who. Isn't that who Harry goes to? That
Oh no,
dance with?
I know it's a character in the show. I don't think it's a real name.
I bet it's a real
Parvati.
name.
Maybe it's
When
like Indian or something. I don't know.
my man Victor Crumb took Hermione to the big dance, and Weasley was just so mad. How many of these references are just sailing over your head? Any?
No, I got all of them. I read
All
all the
right.
books.
That's all Goblet of Fire stuff, which is like the best one.
Yeah,
I'm a big.
that's my favorite
Well,
one.
actually, Goblet of Fire, Prisoner of Azkaban. They're like the Van Halen 1 and 2 of the series.
Yeah, I kind of stopped caring after Goblet of Fire, I'll be honest.
Like
Order
Van
of the
Halen 2
Phoenix.
for a while.
Yeah. If you asked me what happened in 5 or 6, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Order of the Phoenix, Half Blood Prince.
I know the titles. I don't know what happens in them.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, wait, no. They have Umbridge in the 5th one, right?
Dolores Umbridge. I must
Yeah.
not tell lies with the thing on the hand.
Right, that's
which
the
is
5th
definitely child abuse. That is 1,000,000%. I know
Shall
she's
not
evil, but
tell
like,
lies.
just show the nurse your scar, and you're like, boom, Lawsuit City. You're all right. My man Argus Filch, the janitor with his cat, Mrs. Norris, who just loves yelling at children out of bed, children out of bed.
Yeah.
He's living his dream job. He just gets to yell at kids all day long. And that's his favorite thing. That's the best.
Good for him.
He's like the only happy character in that series. Because he gets to yell at kids all the time. Oh, Harry's got death all around him. Ron lives with an old man he thinks is a mouse for like 6 books. That's
Right. That's right.
weird. I remember somebody pointed that out, like, I wonder why on the Marauders map you don't see Peter Pettigrew like on top of Ron Weasley at all times.
Maybe he's
'Cause his
just
brother-
immune to it. I don't know.
Like his brothers own that map. They've
Dude.
never looked.
Have you ever played the Prisoner of Azkaban game?
No.
It's
I don't think I've-
actually okay. It's not great.
5150.
It's the 5150 of Harry Potter video games. Exactly. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban is the 5150 of Harry Potter games. I didn't think I would say that today, but it's very accurate. And we still got to play Goblet of Fire too. The co-op one.
I'm a Hermione main, just so you know,
Yeah.
because it's the closest thing to Peach that's in that game. Are you a Ron Weasley guy or are you a Harry guy? Because those are your only
Oh, man.
options.
Probably
there a fourth-
Harry.
Is there a 4th option? Could you be like a Neville Longbottom or a
No,
Cedric Diggory?
it's just those 3. See, in Goblet of Fire, Ron went through his like long hair phase, and I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that.
All right, so we're doing Harry and Hermione runs. Okay,
I think so.
all right. It's like the Fox and Falco of
The Spaceys.
yeah. Because Ron, I will put Ron is definitely the Captain Falcon because he's just all heart, no brains. He's
Right.
just,
Yeah.
he fights for his friends. I know that's a whole different thing, but Ron would recover with Rising Stomp and kill H-Box.
Yeah, who is like the Snape
Yeah, which
of
which
I don't
Van
know.
Halen character is H-Box of the we just tie all of it together. Which Harry
Van
Potter
Halen
character is a
member
Van
is
Halen
H-Box?
album of the Smash community?
Yeah. If H-Box was a Van Halen album, which one would he be?
Hold on, let me rephrase that. If H-Box was a Harry Potter character, which Van Halen album would he be?
If he was a Harry Potter character, he'd probably be. Would he be a Neville?
Well, Neville has like a rise to power, and yeah, I guess rise to power, but like he gets better over the series, and
Yeah.
but I feel like that's Mewtwo King, if anything.
Maybe.
What if he's like Luna Lovegood? I just picked a random character.
Maybe he's Cho Chang. Maybe.
Who's the highest ranked Asian Melee player?
Leffen, if you count that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He's the Cho Chang of
We solved it. Nice.
Who's Mango? Is Mango just Sirius Black? Like it's the only character I can think of that's got Mango vibes.
I guess so, yeah. You'd probably say he's Harry, honestly.
Oh boy. It's tough. You know how in when they use when Harry uses the pensive and he can like see Snape's memories and stuff,
Yeah.
and then you get young James Potter, young Sirius Black, young Peter Pettigrew, and young Remus Lupin. Young Sirius Black is probably like Mango. I have to go.
What a specific character.
Go on a journey with me to get to that reference, but
Amsa's definitely Buckbeak.
he gets killed. Well, at first.
Yeah.
He parries it. He parries it by time traveling.
Exactly. See, it makes sense. He's got a flutter. Yeah, it lines up. Is there a Buckbeak skin for Yoshi?
Oh, for Falco, where he's
For
got
Falco?
like a Griffin's body on the. This went off the rails.
Who's the Malfoy?
Hungry Box is kind of Malfoy, just because he's a villain. Actually, wait, he looks a lot like Leffen. I don't know, man. I feel like it's Leffen.
Maybe, yeah. Leffen's probably Malfoy. Maybe H-Box is just Crab. Or Goyle.
No, don't do it. Don't do him like that.
All right.
If Leffen, hold on. If Leffen is Malfoy, that makes H-Box Harry.
Oh.
Or
wait,
Ron.
so who are the other two? Does that make like... Because it would make sense if Leffen is Malfoy, then Crab and Goyle are also Swedish.
Yeah.
Are Armada an android Crab and Goyle?
No, Armada is like Godric
Dumbledore.
Gryffindor.
Yeah, I don't know.
The first guy. he's Dumbledore.
Yeah, I think so. Who's Voldemort then? Prince Abu.
Yeah, Prince Abu.
Nice.
Hold on, I was gonna make a joke. Hold on, I forgot. Zero, he who must not be named, redacted himself.
Okay, yeah, that works a lot better.
Redacted. I love redacted as a reference. It's really funny.
Redacted.
Anything else? Anything else you want to talk about? Because I feel like we just did word association for 5 minutes straight.
Right, yeah. We're at like an hour and 40 minutes, so I think it's a good stopping place. We talked about Van Halen. We talked about Minecraft speedruns. What was the first thing we talked? We talked a bunch about Melee stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did we talk about before that? Anything?
Talked about Magic a little bit.
A little bit.
Talked about AC/DC a little bit. I can't remember like the first stuff we said.
That's what I'd like. Happy birthday, Leffen. We talked about Leffen a little
Right.
bit. Well, McDonald's, McLeffen.
The McLeff.
If I were a guest on a show and the host was like wrapping it up and they're like, do you have anything to promote? I will promote AC/DC's new album. I believe it comes out November 13th, Friday the 13th. It's called Power Up. And my tour to Madison.
Yeah. Let them know.
Follow me on social media, but more importantly, follow this Twitch channel.
I'd appreciate it. Please
and
thanks.
this YouTube video. Should Joey use this clip at any point?
We'll upload it. Yeah. And rest in peace, Eddie.
And my favorite Van Halen song is "I'm the One" off of Van Halen 1.
Mine's Panama. Kind of a a normie pick, but I can't lie to myself.
I think Panama. Jump's the normie pick, by the way. I think you're fine.
Okay.
I think you're fine.
Yeah.
What do you want to promote, sir? What should the people do?
What do I want to promote? Just look out for the Joey Quigg streams happening in November. Follow this channel, please, please, please. It'd mean a lot. If you like speedruns, follow my Twitch channel. I do a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, Broken Picture Phone.
Broken Picture Phone. Every Wednesday night. And we play Among Us pretty much weekly now too. So,
do you have a different day for Among Us? Is it like?
Usually we try to do it on a weekend, but
on like Friday or like Saturday.
Last week it was Saturday. This week it might be Sunday actually, because I'm thinking about going to Spence's place tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, I think we're about done. I think I want to title this episode, "Have You Seen Junior's Grades?"
I would love it. I would love it. That's a great album. That's a great episode title.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought about that one a while back. I always have it in the back of my mind, like, what is the title going to be?
Wait, do you have episode titles for the future that you've thought about?
No. I always come up with them during the episode. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about, like, you've got, like, a note of, like, things, like, weird phrases.
No.
To use.
No. I think my favorite one is still chocolate toothpaste, when we were talking about Three Musketeers.
I really liked Herbie Partially Loaded.
Herbie Partially Loaded. Right.
Yeah. All right.
Or Beeves is in the Bible.
I gotta go.
All right.
I'll see you later.
Later, Quicks.